Hello everyone, it's Mrs. Spinagle and we are going to be drawing some waves today in the style of Hokusai, our lesson on movement and rhythm. So let's get started. We're going to be using the Sketches School app once again. So I am going to tap on the icon for Sketches School and it's going to open up my sketchbook. I am going to select a new canvas. You can see there I have been doing some practice runs to make sure that I show you the best way to draw this on Sketches today. So I am going to be using this paintbrush. It's like the acrylic paintbrush for our project today. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then I'm going to go down here to my color picker. It's on white right now, and I'm going to select the second darkest blue, and then I'm going to put my brush size on the medium brush. I'm going to swipe to the left to get my brushes out of the way. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some waves. So I'm going to draw the outline, and I will say this before we get started. This may look like a total mess at certain points that we're drawing this. However, stay with me to the end. It'll work out. So I am going to draw my waves, and the movement of my waves is going to go to the right. So our eye is going to be directed in this direction. Then I'm going to come up here. Whoops, I didn't mean to pull that back out. Whenever it does that, just gently swipe it back in. And if you can't get too close to the edge here because you're going to pull that out again, you can always go back and pull down in the opposite direction later. So if I start right here, I can make my waves without that happening. I can just go back and pull it down. And then I'm going to put in my great wave. Oh, go back. Up here at the top, but I'm not going to close it off. I'm just going to come down here and draw a line that will connect it. There we go. Don't worry about it being perfect. And like I said, if this starts to look really crazy, it's okay. It will all make sense in the end, I promise. Actually, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and connect it. But just keep in mind, we're not going to color in everything up there at the top. Okay, so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to try to... If it'll let me. It's not being very cooperative right now in that corner. Whoops. I'm going to try to block this off. If you can't get that little corner, be all right. And then we're not going to use the fill tool as much today. So I'm going to keep it set on this second darkest shade of blue. I'm going to make my brush a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to start to fill it in. But don't be too worried about coloring in all the lines. The reason why we're not using that fill tool, which is really fast, is because with this paintbrush, it tends to leave a little tiny opening, and so you end up turning your entire screen the color that you don't want it to be. So that's why I'm kind of going to avoid that for the time being. So I'm going to color this in with blue. That same blue we used as our outline. Then I'm going to go up here. I'm going to select the second lightest blue. Tap that. And then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to kind of do the, oops, go back there. See? Oops, I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller actually. That'll be all right. And I'm going to kind of outline my waves in blue. I might want to go back and do it twice. Don't worry about it being perfect. Does mine look perfect? No. No, it does not. There's little white spaces. That is okay. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to go up here now. I'm going to go back to that second darkest shade of blue. And you may just want to go around, go back. I don't know why I pulled that out so much. But I like being able, if you know what brush you're going to work with, I like hiding my toolbox. Now what I'm doing now is that second largest brush, I'm going through and I just outlined around that wave to kind of keep the separation here of the blue. You could go down here if you make sure you get the corner And this corner is hard to get because it's hard to hide the brush sizes. Then you can make the brush bigger and just go in and fill in this as best you can. Remember, don't worry, the ocean has reflections of white and light in it, so if it's not perfectly colored in, even though I'm going to go in there with a smaller brush and get those corners, it will be okay. Especially with the step we're going to take at the end or towards the end here. Oh, it's going to make it all look so good at the end. Because it's going to, it may look a little messy, and you'll better say, what did we just make? Okay, stand by, we'll get this. Okay, so I've got this colored in fairly good. Go up to that second size brush. I'm going to go back to the second lightest color of blue. Go back, toolbox. The toolbox just wants us to play with all those cool brushes. I'm going to outline the waves again. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. All right, we got that pretty good. All right, then I'm going to go up to my big wave. Now be careful with the big wave because we want to color this in. Oops, I want the, oops, yeah, get rid of that. Remember, you can always take your two finger, make like a peace sign and swipe left or swipe towards the left so that you can get rid of whatever mark you made you didn't want to keep. And we're going to color this in, but I want to leave some space up here for the foamy crest of the wave that's going to fold over and crash our big wave, our great wave. So don't color it all in. You can take a little bit smaller brush and go to that second shade of blue. Maybe you want to add, ooh, go back. Like the tool brush goes like, wee, peekaboo, peekaboo. I'm going to add a little bit of blue down there. No. Put the pencil away. I have a pencil, but I'm not going to use the pencil right now because I'm showing these kids they can do this all by hand. All right, so you got that. Now, there's a little bit more we're going to add. We're going to take a white. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Swiped a little too hard there. And pick the white there. I'm going to leave it on the second shade. And this is important. Okay, this color is going to be important too. Like I said, this is going to be kind of crazy looking. Like, what did we do here? But I'm going to go up here to this blue or on top of this blue. And I'm going to add some white. Go back. You can even, it's not going to show up just yet. You can even add it up there too, but it'll show up when it needs to. I might add, no, go back. That toolbox is just gonna keep saying peekaboo. You can add a little bit of white up here, but you don't have to add a lot because this is our white for this. In fact, I might even, do I want to? Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna add white on my crest of my top wave. So, got that in. Go back to that second shade of blue. Put it on the smallest brush size. And we're going to add, we've added some movement. We know which way we're moving. Let's add some rhythm. And you may have to go back and add this again because the technique, or what we're going to do next, we're just going to put some lines in our waves. We're going to kind of go in this direction. That'll be our pattern, or not our pattern, our rhythm. Add a little bit of them up here too. Alrighty, doing pretty good here. So we're off to a good start. We've got our waves in just for to get started here, and let's swipe to the right. Bring out our toolbox, and now toolbox we can play. We're gonna pick this blender. So this is actually not bad, okay? And if you liked it like this, you could leave it like this. However, we're going to do some blending so that this really starts to look like the ocean. You probably saw in those ones that I had on there before, if you saw the previews before I opened up this blank canvas. So I'm going to take my finger, we're going to go in a circular motion. We're going to start to blend this all together all these crazy marks that we put all over the place, we're going to start to blend this together. And I'm going to hold my iPad down because my table's not very steady here and it wobbles a little bit. But, and yes, your lines we just put are going to go away, but we can always add them again if you like them, or if you want to add them back. We want to add that value and that look to the ocean that it's water, moving water. So I'm going to come up here, and I know you might be tempted to use all your fingers, but if you use all your fingers, what's going to happen is you're going to probably hit the undo function where you're going to scrub your screen clean. So just use one finger. If you need to alternate and use another hand, use your finger on that one, that's good too. That'll work. Now up here, now here's where the magic really happens. I'm going to start to blend the, whoops, go away, this toolbox. I'm going to start to blend my white and my light blue together, and it's really going to start to look like water. And I'm going to see the movement of the waves. Like I said, if you like the way it looks with the definition, it looks more like Hokusai when you have the definition of the waves there. That's up to you. That's fine. That's cool. I'm just trying to show you these cool things you can do on sketches. So we've got our waves there. Then we're going to come up here. We're going to do the same thing. And if you have some white spaces here along the sides, the blend tool is good for filling in those sections that you didn't quite get filled in less of, but don't worry about it if you have white spaces because, like I said, it's a reflection of the water. Think of it that way. Then we're going to start to blend these. With the white and the light blue. See, I'm going to change hands here. That's the nice thing about this if you're left-handed or right-handed. Sometimes you can use both hands when you draw on sketches. Or if you draw with your fingers. There we go. And then for our great wave, save the best for last here, you can do the same thing. And this is going to look really cool when we blend this white with the light blue here in a second. All right, so we're going up here, and we're going to, and if you ever hit a button you're not supposed to, it'll be okay. Don't panic. Don't panic. That's like the worst thing you can do. Ah, it's all over. No, it's not. Remember, 2 finger swipe fixes everything. Okay. So I've got my foamy waves in the ocean. Accounted for. Now, if I want to add more, or want to go back and add more blue, let me swipe out here. I'm going to stick with the same brush this time. At least for right now, I have another brush we're going to add here at the end. And I might keep it on a little bit heavier. If I'm going to use maybe the middle size brush there. If you wanted to add some more of the light blue, and then if you wanted to add a little bit more, I might use the smallest one. And add a little bit, no, go away. If you wanted to add some more white, even if you wanted more white up here, you could do that, because we're going to blend it out, no worries. Don't think we're going to leave it like that. There's a glare on my iPad, I couldn't see what color I was picking. All right, then I'm going to swipe back, get my blender, get that out of the way, swipe to the left, and then I'm going to blend these out. And if you don't like how the light blue is blending in, how it does kind of disappear, you could always use a lighter blue if you wanted. That might show up more. I'm just going to stick with this one for right now. And if there's anything else that you wanted to add in your water, like maybe if you wanted to add a shark, or if you wanted to add fish, if you wanted to add a surfer, you can add whatever you want. If you've got a creative idea, you go for it. You don't have to ask permission. Okay, and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to blend this out. The thing I wish I may have done differently on this one is I went really heavy on the blue up here. I would have wished I wouldn't have done that, but that's okay. That's all right. Alrighty, so I've got my waves in. Now what I want to do is I'm going to add a background, or I want to add the sky. So I'll show you something that was cool that I realized that I could do, or that I really made the sky look. Oops, I don't want to pick this yet. Before you pick the brayer, before you fill in the sky, go to your color picker and pick whatever color sky you want. I'm going to pick this hot pink. All right. Then go back to your brayer and then pick it. Alrighty. Then we're going to tap the sky. You have to tap it twice. Boom! I have a pink sky in my ocean wave picture. Now, let's just say I don't like the pink sky, and he's like, okay, that's a little bright. Then I could always go back to my color picker. Maybe I want to pick the not so pink sky. I could go back to that, or maybe I want the really light pink sky. You really aren't digging that pink. Go back to my brayer, make sure everything's set the way I want it, because if you wanted to, you can always pick a different gradient of that pink. Tap your sky, and it changes what you may not be able to see there on the screen. I think you can. Is that if you choose a darker color and then pick the sky in the lighter color, you will see like this darker outline around your ocean. It makes it kind of look like it's popping off the screen. It's really cool. I like it, so I'm leaving it. Now, if you want to add some more to our sky, what you could do, let's pick the spray brush, like the spray paint. All right, I'm going to swipe that out of the way. I'm going to go back to my color picker. And then I think for my sky here, I'm going in a different sky this time. So I'm not sure. I might pick something I don't like, and then I'm going to have to hit the swipe button. So, I might start with this darkish, lightish pink. I'll do that. If I don't like it, you'll see. Even if that's the beauty of using digital art. And then I'm going to add, so on the medium one, I might leave that. Yeah, that's good. Although, I don't like how I was drawing that. So, I'm going to add some pink to my sky. Maybe it's some pink clouds. And then maybe I want to add a little purple, maybe? No, let's see. Am I going to like the purple? I kind of like the purple. I don't hate it. And then maybe, do I want a little bit of white? Maybe a little bit of white. A little bit of white. Yeah, a little bit of white's cool. And then, how about a little yellow too? Just really warm things up. Yeah, I'll just touch the sky a little bit with some yellow. All right. Alrighty. So, got that in. Let's swipe. Come back. All right, and I want to take my blender this time. Get that out of the way. And I'm going to blend this all together. Oodalali. And it makes a beautiful sky. A beautiful sky, I tell you. Just marvelous. Like I wish I was on this beach looking at this wave crashing in the background. And if you wanted to, I did this in the paper crayon one I did for the students on the lesson. If you wanted to, you could put Mount Fuji in the background. Since we don't have quite as much room on the screen, I'm not going to add it. But if you wanted to put a mountain in the background or put a beach in the background, you are welcome to. So here is our ocean. We have movement of the waves. We have rhythm in how we draw them in the same direction, or how we have a repeating pattern. Let me fix that little bit of white there. Better. Let me show you very quickly if you like my other waves that I did. So this will save. I'm going to hit the button there. This one's actually very similar that I did, so I won't show that. This is the one I did with the orange sky. If you want some inspo for some of your backgrounds, but this was fun. Here's one I did with fewer. I really like how I did the wave here. I actually added more blue on that one, so there's another option too. You can add maybe more blue to your crest of your great wave, so it looks like that. Try it out. Try different things. You can't go wrong. You can't hurt it. All right. So I hope you had fun with this project. We will be doing another project next week with Sketches School, and I think you'll enjoy as well. Alrighty. So keep creating, and most importantly, have fun.